Where is the national solidarity in the USA? This is the Art of Prepping. Thanks for joining me today. Now, this is a massive topic, and I'm just going to very lightly scratch on the surface. Once again, if you're offended by people's opinions, please tune out of the channel. I don't need any complications from hate mail. I get enough of it already. And when we talk about national cohesion, solidarity, nationalism, cultural identification, I think we have some major roadblocks ahead because there's so many people who identify differently than each other. One neighbor you may have may think of themselves totally different than you may have of another neighbor and of yourself. And so these divisions, these so-called labels that people put on themselves and the media promotes, especially the left-wing media, it's all about division. And it breaks down society. So the society can't function as cohesively as it could because there's a lot of roadblocks that keep people from wanting to work together. You know, these are just some examples. This is just, once again, just a very few things that you could list. There's many more, but the ones I've been seeing, ongoing, it's what race are you? Are you a certain type of person? And that goes into like all the hyphenated words. You know, people always want to say they're a certain type of American. Some groups don't even say that, though. They'll just say, I'm an American. Some people have to tell you that they're from another country, though, or maybe 10 generations ago they came from another country. And so there's a problem, too. We're all Americans if you live in America legally. And so you don't need to tell me that you're African American, Mexican American, Canadian American, Australian American, European American. It doesn't really matter. In fact, and most likely a very high occurrence of people that I've asked of different types of so-called races and backgrounds, they don't even know one person from that supposedly motherland that they supposedly came from. They don't keep any connection. They never even visited that place. So, if you tell me, hey, I'm African American, I'm going to probably ask you, how's your family doing in Africa? And when I've done that in the past, because I do have friends that are African American, they say, well, you know what? I actually have never been there and I don't know anybody there. But, multiple generations ago, supposedly I came from there. And then I found out that some of them did some research and found out that they didn't even come from Africa. So just because you have dark skin or just because you have any kind of skin doesn't mean you, supposedly came from a certain place. Like for me, I've come from all over. My blood's from all around the world. I may maybe consider me a mutt of the world, but so I don't identify with a certain country or nothing besides the United States of America. I'm an American. And if you are of a citizen of this country, then you are an American and American only. So quit doing the hyphen crap. So race is a big one, and the media loves to use that against people, just like they like to use gender. Are you male or are you female? And if you are either one, they can turn things around on you. And so I'm tired of that. If you're, a male or female, you're a human and you're an American. If you live in America, then that's all you need to know. The next thing is sexuality. Who really even cares? Why do some people have to be so outward with their sexuality, to flaunt it in your face and to rub it in your face? I mean, it gets disgusting. And when you look at the real facts of who actually is gay, lesbian, bi, whatever those words are, you'll find out that it's a very small minority. The minority is like between 1% and 2% at best estimates, maybe at the highest around 3% of the population. But basically around 1% to 2% of the population has some type of attraction or to those types of labels. And that's once again what these all are. These labels are destroying and breaking up the country. But I think it's by design. The liberals love this stuff. The next would be economic status. You can't get enough of the media always trying to talk about always the suppressed minorities or the suppressed this or that. And all the rich people are always demonized. I do not think people who actually do things and they better themselves are the problem. Education level. Always being used against people, all those white college educated people, or those poor blacks or Mexicans or whoever, in the slums. That's up to you to educate yourself. I can't do that for you. minorities and that word, or the majority, they're always being thrown back and forth. And I'm getting tired of minorities. No, they're not minorities. They're Americans. And quit talking about are my fellow Americans like that. Political party. Are you conservative? Are you liberal? What, I mean, there's all these little tags there as well. And I think if you have any common sense, you're going to know which one is probably going to be better than another. And I'm not even party affiliated. I'm independent. But it's just disgusting to see how some people use politics to destroy our country. Maybe you're a member of a special group or organization that can be used against each other. And lastly, where do you live and how do you live? These things are always being used against another group or against each other. And so this is just a few thoughts about why our country is having the division and we don't have cohesion like we should. I'd love to hear maybe some of your thoughts on why we are breaking down as a nation. I think that assimilation from this, especially those from coming overseas to us now, are seeing a very bad example of what America really is.